Okay.
Anyway, so I was extremely excited last year when we first learned about this program, because it speaks directly to our target market, if you will, for those that are in the Live Your Dream application process. The EOPS / CARE program is something that is found through the community college district. So for those of you, wherever you are in California, we have a lot of community colleges. And so these programs are located and have staff that are serving the population that fall under these categories. So first, some definitions. The EOPS, what does that mean? Extended Opportunity Program and Services. And the CARE program is cooperative agencies which offer resources for education. And we'll get a little bit further into it here just a second. EOPS is funded by the state of California. And like I said, it is found at 108 community colleges throughout California. The primary goal of EOPS is to encourage the enrollment, retention, and transfer of students that are challenged by language, social, economic, and educational disadvantages. So you can see where this is going right here. It also, what are the qualifications of an EOPS student? They must be a full-time student. In the community college system, that is 12 or more units. I know when I went to school, I think it used to be like 15 or 16 was considered full-time, but now it's 12 units. They're eligible for the California College Promise Grant, and they must have completed fewer than 70 units of their program. So they're probably in their freshman, sophomore year in there, okay? So they also are going to meet the following criteria: a first-generation college student, current or former foster youth, English not the primary language, graduation from high school with less than a 2.5 GPA, previously enrolled in remedial education or a basic skills course. This is a quote from one of the students enrolled in one of the programs there, because it speaks directly to who they are. There are services that are going to help them succeed in college, succeed in the transfer into the job market. So there are programs dedicated specifically for these students. But what is CARE? Okay, it was EOPS / CARE. CARE program was established in, I was going to say 1882, 1982. It is educational support for academically underprepared, low-income, single parents. Okay, so this is exactly who our Live Your Dream is made for. These are the students that we are looking for. So what are the CARE qualifications? They must be in the EOPS program. They're at least 18 years old. They are current recipients of the CalWORKS TANP, which is public assistance. So on some sort of Medi-Cal, Medicare, that type of thing. They're a single head of household and either be pregnant or have children under the age of 18 already. So the benefits and services these students receive from that program in the community colleges is on the EOPS side, they receive priority registration, they get help with books and vouchers, they get help with grants. Hello, that's us. They get help with counseling, free tutoring. On the CARE program side, they receive help with food benefits, childcare support, family activities, parenting workshops and personal counseling. So the two working together are really a complete support system for that student. There's also something called the Next Up program. Not all community colleges have it, but many of them do. So this is specifically also known as the Cooperating Agencies Foster Youth Educational Support. So directly supporting the foster youth, okay, offering workshops, grants, meal cards, gas cards, parking permits, and educational supplies. And it works in concert, if you will, with the CARE and EOPS program as well. So all of these supporting agencies are basically our target market. If they're qualifying for the CARE program, they also meet the requirements for our Live Your Dream grants. So what is this? How are we going to reach that, right? Now what? We happen to have a contact list that one of our which we call our fellow Seroptimists,
yes,
took the time and called and researched every single one of our community colleges here in our area and got us the contact list of those departments, the phone number and the person at the time. So this is a perfect one-on-one contact where you have someone's phone number and you're going to get right to the correct department, where you can contact that coordinator. You can take the applications to the school, to the coordinators at the community college, and then they will be able to assist you in terms of getting those applications out to students that qualify for our grants. We also have the ability to, many of our clubs have taken the time also and are from the applications, they're now creating and doing like small workshops to help the students fill out those applications. I don't know if you've looked at the application on our portal, but it's about 15 pages long when it's on the portal itself, and it can be very overwhelming. So and some people are not great writers. They don't know how to talk about themselves, which is a big portion of our application, is writing that story. So it kind of gives us a little bit of thought in terms of how we can utilize these people and the EOPS contact list, and how we can make that happen and turn it into a positive for our region. I'm going to turn it back over to Judi.
I'm going to just share that contact list very quickly, if I can find it. So this is kind of what it looks like, and this is updated. I went through and made sure it was up to date. So this basically is listing every community college in our district, in our region. And so it's providing the website and, where possible, the email address and the phone number of the contact at the college. And so I'll send this out. Loretta can help me send it out to all the chairs, and I'll send it out to all the clubs and anyone in this call as well, so that you can reference it. So with that, I know that was really short, but I just kind of want to open up for a couple of questions from us, and then maybe some questions from you. My first question really is who was already familiar with these programs? So a few people, okay, but some not. Thank you, Cheryl. That's good. So are you, or have you been reaching out to these particular contacts at the colleges in your area?
I'm in Los Gatos, and I went out and met most of the people that are position of council students, and it was taken to the classrooms. And it's been put in all the financial aid packets that are going out, and they have the posters all over the campus. They're very, interestingly, the dean at one point was a Optimus scholarship winner, and the woman that's in charge of the medical assisting program, she was a Live Your Dream winner.
Oh,
And so they're very active. The campus here in Los Pianos is very active. Now, the question I have as far as this foster youth program is concerned, we are working with some of them, but does this mean that they don't have to have a child? I was under the impression that they have to have at least a child or that they're responsible for, being a sibling, their own child, whatever. And if they're a foster youth, there's a good chance that they don't. Hopefully.
no, that's just one qualification. So that list that Chris showed on that one slide, you
Okay,
have to be one of those things. So if you're a foster youth or were, you automatically qualify. So there's the two pieces. There's the extended opportunity and then there's the care program. In the care program, to be in the care program, you have to qualify for the EOPS. But
okay, so it doesn't,
it's the care program that are more directly kind of our Live Your Dream qualifiers, if you will.
okay,
Yeah.
because that's why I was confused. Wait a minute, the foster
No,
youth now we're qualifying for the grant?
And to be
Also-
in care, you do have to be head of household. So like the step 1, step 2, and kind of this is where we fall, right?
Right, and the other question I have, last year, one of the girls. She was pregnant.
You're
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up?
Yeah.
Oh, well, one of the girls that I worked with last year, that she was pregnant. She hadn't had the baby yet, and so she didn't qualify, right?
She can be head of household. So if she would technically be head of if she was head of household, then
She
you would
wasn't.
qualify. It doesn't say you have to
Mhm.
have a child. It says you
Yeah.
must be head of household.
Well, she was living
No,
with her
but you have
parents.
to have dependents.
Yes,
You have to have a
Yeah.
dependent.
thank you.
And
Okay,
the baby would be a dependent. I
but the
mean,
baby hadn't been born yet.
no,
It's a great question. I actually don't know the answer to that from a,
Okay, so we didn't
However,
qualify
but-
her.
I mean, you could look at it in terms of if the person was married and the spouse was not working and she technically is head of household, she technically is head of household,
If
even though
there's
there's
a
no
spouse.
children.
yeah.
So, I
Obviously
mean, you
not
really
being-
have to look at the
Yeah,
whole definition of head of household, if that's really where.
well,
we're
that
gonna go.
wasn't the case. I mean, she was barely 18, living with her parents still, but trying to continue schooling, and we wanted her to. We were doing everything we could encourage her to. So the college probably put her in one of these programs because that's where she came from. And so we told her to go back to your counselors at school and tell them what your situation is. And there's got to be other grants you can qualify for. So
Yeah,
hopefully she'll apply this year because hopefully she's had the baby and she's still
Yeah.
trying to go to school.
Yeah.
Right, that's it. I just wanted to get awesome. Also, thank you.
Is anyone doing like a training orientation for applicants? Or considering it? Deb?
So we work a lot, or we have in the past couple of years worked a lot with HIP housing. And last year, after attending our regional training session we had, I took and put together this Seroptimus presentation and a few tips on how to go through the application for the women that go through that program. And it really helped.
Yeah.
I didn't get as many questions on how do I do this? Or it kind of jump started them actually being able to get into the application. But we didn't do a lot of work on pre-training or pre-training them on how to fill out the, what do you write? I mean, yes, when I gave the tips, I said, this is what we're trying to get your story out and things like that. But I think maybe beefing that training up a little bit would help as well.
Yeah, I just think it's a good idea to establish relationships with these groups at the colleges and, make sure that they're aware of our program and what we do. And know that this is a program we do once a year, but there's, possibly other avenues for support. And that's why I wasn't familiar with it till a year ago either. And I got really excited about, I've been in clubs that just kind of, when you have a new chair, for example, just don't know where to get started. And if you're ever in that situation of, how do I get the application? How do I spread the word? This is one excellent avenue for that we wanted to make sure everyone was aware of. Any other questions or comments? We expected this to be short and sweet, so.
So this is, I had no knowledge of this either, okay, and I've always just had my own contacts.
Yeah,
Like CSUMB and Monterey Peninsula College, but the interesting thing is, in the past, the applicants that I get that, the information is not complete, that we would possibly do some kind of training with, or, have some kind of a session one-on-one with. When, through the portal, you can ask questions or you can ask for clarification. So I have asked for clarification in the past on particular applications. And the questions are usually very specific, like give me more information about, and then I will say why I want that information. It's because, the more background information we have, the more, the easier it is for us to look at your entire application. And you can do that in the portal and it gets sent to them, and then I never hear from them ever again.
oh, it's too bad.
So I don't know if it's all in how I ask the questions, or sometimes I think, I'm the eternal skeptic, okay? Sometimes I think if I ask the question and they don't answer it, then there is no answer. You know what I mean?
Mhm. So Deborah put a good point in the chat, which is, this is a specific group. This is not the only group we're targeting, right? There are four-year colleges, there are certification, vocational programs, there are many other things that we want to reach out to, or many other places to reach out, but this is a very specific program that is, widespread throughout California, which is great that the support system is there, and we have a ready-made set of contacts, if you will, for this particular group, but it's certainly not limited to this group.
I have a question.
Yep.
Okay. Is it possible to get a hard copy of the application? Sometimes I'm talking to people over the phone, helping them, and I can't see what they're seeing on the screen. But if we had a hard copy, I feel like I would be a little better prepared to answer some of their questions. So not for them to submit, but just so we see what they're seeing or have what they're seeing.
Cheryl, why don't you send me your a request, and I'll send you the link to get a hard copy.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
I just want to say I'm in Modesto, and we work with the Modesto Junior College, and Darlene Silva is at SI Modesto, and I'm at Modesto North. And we kind of team up with Oakdale and a couple other groups in our area and have had workshops. And I'll tell you, with COVID, it's been tough. We've had very few people apply the last 2 years. But before that, we were getting like 30 applications between all the clubs.
Oh, wow.
Out of that EOP program, CARES program. So it is alive and well in Modesto, but I think we were knocked back by when they didn't meet in person. And now that they're going to be meeting in person this year, we should be back up and running, hopefully.
Cross our fingers. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough call.
It's interesting you say that, because I know our first year with COVID, we got more applications than usual. I just think everybody was just feeling the pinch of no money. And I think year two was a little bit more normal, but that first year was, it blew up for us.
Oh, boy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we didn't have many at all last year, especially.
That's too bad.
Well, this year they're in person, so I believe it's going to be,
Yeah.
we'll be back on track.
Loretta, since we have this captive audience, some of whom were on our call last week, but you want to share what our goal for this year is?
Let me give you a few numbers. Last year, we gave 111 awards and we gave out $179,900. And that is crazy numbers for a small region like ours. This year, we talked about it, and our goal is 122 awards. So that's only 11 more than last year. And we want to try to top 200,000. So it's only 20,000 more than last year. So I think the region can do it. More clubs have been able to fundraise, and with the sharing, and if you need applicant, contact me and we'll get you stuff. That's what I'm here for, is to help with that. So if you're in dire need of applicants, but you have to be willing to look out of your area. You have to be willing to help ladies from out of your area. Some clubs are still kind of iffy about that. But do that, and I know we'll reach our goal, that the region we always come in like 4th or 5th out of all the regions in SIA with the amounts that we give and awards. And we're one of the smaller regions. So we do really well, and we're so proud of this region for what we do. So we're gonna try to pump it up a little more for this year.
And if we do,
Oh, thanks.
if
Oh,
we
right.
do, then we get an extra award from SIA to give out. So it would
We
allow us to do another 3,500. Is that right?
No, and we'll get another 3,000. So instead
3,000.
of 4 awards, we'll be able to give 5.
Yep.
And that's exciting because very few regions give 5 awards. The only ones I can think of now are the Philippines, which just blow everybody out of the water anyway, and the larger regions. But we are right up there, and I know we can do it because you guys are awesome. So let's just, and I'm here to help you. It's what my job is. Anything you need, just email me, or most of you have my phone number too. So just call me. Like tonight, I got a call from Rachel, and we took care of her, and she's here, and we're good. So I'm here to help. Okay. So, yeah, so we're going to do it.
May I also put my name on the list for a hard copy?
Just if you send me an email,
Okay.
because don't leave it up to my memory. So send me an email, and you guys all have my email address. And I will send them off to you. SIA kind of hit it last year. This year, they're making it a little bit more available. So just let me know and I'll send it off to you. But
Can you
remember,
Mail again?
my email is splyd@seroptimus.net.
Thank you.
So just, yeah, send me whatever you need. I'll send it to you. I got the posters. If you need the posters that you want to put up around, the blank ones, I can send you that stuff too. So just shoot me an email and I can send you all that stuff.
Thank you.
Because sometimes it's hard to find on the SIA website. So they need to work on that next year too. So thanks.
They're struggling a bit. Any other comments or questions?
I just want to thank Loretta for everything that you do and for all the support you give us. Thank
Well,
you.
you're welcome. We all have the same passion for Live Your Dream. So whatever I can do to help, I'm here.
All right. Well, Chris, thank you so much for sharing. I know that was short and sweet, but hopefully it's helpful information, and look forward to a successful Live Your Dream season. And we are doing one additional workshop, which isn't on the original schedule. but it'll be going over the new transmittal process. So we'll want all the LYD chairs, if possible, to attend that because it is an entirely new process this year. But we'll get the word out on that shortly. It'll
Yeah,
be
still have a little time.
Mid-October-ish.
I think it was the 17th we discussed.
Yes.
So it'll be same time, but please attend that because I'm getting trained on that next week. And it's not going to be difficult. It's just a lot of steps.
Just different.
And, but no more transmittal forms in paper form coming to me. It'll all be done online. So no more paperwork. No more calculating, no more spreadsheets, so it'll work out better.
Okay,
Watch your emails for the spreadsheet Judy's
Yep.
gonna send
The
out.
contact sheet will be coming out and probably tomorrow. And contact Loretta for anything else you need. And thanks for joining us. I hope
Well,
everyone has a
Judy,
good
you'll
night.
send it to me, and then I'll send it out to
I'll
all
send
the
it to
clubs.
you. Yes, for sure.
It's easier. I've got them all set in
Yeah,
districts and it just goes out.
got it.
okay.
Cool.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Judy.
you.
Night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.